We do like some improv games just to kind of get us like going a little bit.
Yeah, after
Sure.
I finished what I was saying. God.
Okay, one word story.
God, we suck at these though.
How
Many
People
have
ran
for
president
in
the
United
States.
of.
of America?
It's your turn.
I couldn't think of anything else. Should we start a new sentence?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right. Let's see.
There we go.
Where
Is
My
father
I
have
last
seen
him
under
bricks
of
dog?
bricks of dog bricks of dog? Okay. Next one, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay.
I got this. I got
Huh.
this. Tower.
No, not towers.
Ooh, Jeffrey.
Epstein.
Okay. I should have thought harder.
Yes, you should.
Fine. I got this.
Didn't.
Oop.
Huh?
You
Are
My
last
hope
to
avenge.
my
birth
So
I
can.
avenge. Fuck.
no. You can't go
Hey,
avenge
did you
twice.
like watch marbles before you
Yeah,
came?
Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
All right. Let's do another one. So something crazy.
Selena
Gomez,
Is
dating
Benny
ugly
Ugly,
Benny Ugly.
ass. You're supposed to say ass.
I'm supposed to say what?
Benny
Ass.
Ugly ass.
Benny Ugly.
I'm just jealous. I'm hating.
Okay.
He's so hot.
Bernie
Sanders.
Should have
won,
The
presidency.
but
Michelle.
Obama.
orchestrated.
DEI.
I don't know if you know how to play this game.
I'm bad at these games. How about this? Why don't we just pretend to be a bad person and the worst person ever? I think that one goes a little easier.
Okay.
What's the job?
I think Alex should be a doctor since, last time it kind of came out like it almost hinted like a few times that he wanted to be a doctor. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of, in the last one or whatever, why was it that you guys got to be different people, but I was always Alex? And Jay specifically was just like, let's be other people so it's easier to be meaner to them.
Yeah.
But you guys were perfectly fine being mean to Alex.
It
Yeah.
was just to give you a taste of what.
At one point,
usually-
I said, my name is Timothy. And James was like, hey, Alex. I'm like, what the hell, man? Also, in the nurse one,
Nurse
you
Alex.
guys couldn't agree that I was a male or female for the longest time. He kept saying she.
Yeah, I don't know why you were doing that.
A little sexist.
Yeah, it really was.
I'm sorry. I'm
It
sorry
was
to
him.
think.
He was the one who went rogue. He was the one who diverged the path into some nonsense.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
sorry.
like, the fudge, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you guys can't handle the humor. I'm sorry that
You can't maintain an inconsistent tone. I apologize for that.
I don't know what that word means.
Me neither. I'm lost.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so you guys want me to be a doctor?
Yeah.
be a
All right,
doctor.
fine.
But I want to be the patient this time.
Okay.
Weren't you the patient last time?
No.
You just
I was the
No,
doctor.
he was the
You-
doctor.
You were the patient.
You were the
What?
patient.
I was the
yeah.
nurse.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow. You
You were a great
Dropped the
nurse.
ball on that
You
one,
were a
dude.
great
Did
nurse.
you not listen, sir?
I didn't want to like spoof the numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't want because you guys get all excited and then we all listen to it like 3 times. That's why. Okay, all right. So
pretty
you're a
sure they do.
doctor and James, you're the patient, and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be the male nurse that just leads you in. Okay.
male nurse.
Yes,
Got it.
Male nurse.
Got it.
Okay. So
And my name is Trevor. Dr. Trevor.
why do you want to be white?
I just want to have a different name than myself.
Okay.
Can't always be Alex.
All right. Okay. All right.
He picked his own name, so I get mine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell.
You're Tinkerbell?
Fine. Neverland. Just kidding.
Your
What's-
name is Neverland?
Peter.
Okay, your name is Peter. That's
wanna be
okay,
Peter.
Fine.
Just make up a fake last name so I can be respectful to you.
Griffin.
Okay.
Brown.
Brown. Okay.
Peter
all right.
Brown?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds kind of hard.
Yeah, that sounds kind of sexy.
Okay. All right.
I kind of want to fuck this patient.
I can see where this story's going.
Yeah. Already. Okay.
All right, go ahead, Patrick.
Okay. All right. All right, Mr. Brown. The doctor will be in here. It's Dr. Trevor. He's a really good guy. He'll be here in a couple minutes. Okay. Just wait.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you. Anything.
Hello?
Hello.
Are your pants on?
Do they have to be?
Yes.
Okay, hold
Not
on.
until later. You have to drop them, but for now, I just want to make sure that they're on.
Doc,
Can I come in?
look, I'll be honest.
Can I come in?
You're gonna come in, and I can't get them on. You'll see why.
All right, I'll come in.
Okay.
All right, so it appears that you have crapped your pants. I see why you can't put them on.
Yeah. And this isn't the first time.
Is this why you're here at the doctor's office with your
Yeah.
Dr. Trevor
Yeah.
and not Alex? Dr. Trevor?
I haven't even done anything. Yeah, Dr. Trevor. Dr. Trevor, I don't know what's going on.
Uh-huh. What seems to be the problem?
You gotta help me.
I'm trying to help you, sir. What seems to be the problem?
I can't stop crapping myself. It's been happening. My wife's fed up.
Is it something that you're eating?
You're supposed to tell me.
Do you have any allergies?
No,
Are you lactose intolerant?
I don't know.
What happens when you have dairy, sir?
I crap myself.
I feel like we've come to the root of the problem.
But
Yeah.
I've only had carrots
Today?
this week.
That also could be why, because once you only have fruit, it kind of just goes straight through you, and that might be why you're experiencing so much
But
crap.
doctor,
Yeah.
carrots are vegetables.
Yeah.
It doesn't work then.
Did I say fruit?
You did.
I'm a bad doctor. Sorry.
Doctor, it's not just this. Okay, the real reason why I'm here.
Okay.
It's not just that I can't.
The crap isn't the whole thing?
It's not. It's just a ploy.
Okay. What's the
I'm
real
crapping
thing?
myself on purpose to hide the real thing.
Interesting. Maybe don't go to a doctor's office. Maybe go see a therapist.
No.
but-
It is a medical problem.
Okay.
Are you sure you can handle it, Doc?
Yes, I've been in this industry for 14 years.
Okay, I'm gonna bend over and I need you to look.
Okay.
Okay. I tattooed something on my ass.
I can see that.
Yeah. You see what she looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah, Demi Lovato was a really big inspiration of mine.
I can see that.
Yeah, I think it got infected. It's my fault. It's my fault, doctor.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pay premium tattoo prices because you know how it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Inflation.
Yeah.
So I went to this guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he did it right.
No,
He didn't have a machine.
it's half Demi Lovato, half the dragon from Dragon Tales. The blue one.
Yeah, I haven't been able to take a good look at it.
Yeah.
He didn't use a machine,
What did he do?
a ballpoint pen.
So this can come off.
No, the way he did it, I think would be called assault because he carved me.
Oh.
Doctor,
Yeah.
the shit's the only thing that soothes me right now. Doctor, look at me in the eye.
Okay.
I know I'm still bent over, but look me in the eye. I'll look through between my legs. Look at me. I know I'm upside down, but look at me.
Okay.
Doctor,
Yeah.
I just need you
Mm-hmm.
to give me some Oxycontin. I swear, that'll relieve everything.
Based off of this behavior.
I'm shitting again.
Oh, God.
Go on.
Based off of this behavior, I don't think giving you prescription drugs is the answer.
Explain.
I feel like this is behavior that comes from doing too much drugs.
Okay. I don't know how stupid you sound right now. I know you think you're a doctor and everything, but I don't think you understand. I'm here, bent over on your table.
Yes.
I haven't even stood up yet, and you're just watching me in
Yeah.
pain.
Yes.
You take an oath as a doctor. Are you supposed to make me feel better?
Yes, but it's impossible when you're just there's so much wrong happening.
It's not wrong. You're just not understanding the time.
First of
doctor.
all, the person that put the pen to your butt, did you at least file a report with the police?
No, I asked for it.
I don't think there's anything that I can do for you besides prescribe you some type of lotion to put on there, like some medicated lotion. But other than that, I don't think I can really do much for you.
Doctor, I'm not leaving without that Oxycontin.
Is the nurse going to come by at any point?
No. Doctor?
Yeah.
Okay, the tattoo's also a front.
There's front after front?
Yeah.
Where's the back?
Oh, you're looking at it. Doctor.
Yes. Dr. Trevor. Correct.
Dr. Trevor.
Correct.
I'll tell you the truth.
I thought you did the first time.
I
but
did
okay.
it. I'm
All right.
just so embarrassed. I had to make up this tale, and I
Okay.
took a pen to my ass just to make it seem like
Oh,
I had a reason to come in here.
you
Doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah.
I can't get hard. I was just too embarrassed, and I had to do this whole thing.
So you put pen to your ass and shit all over the place because you can't get an erection.
Yeah.
Does this give you an erection?
No, I wish it could. I wish I was a weird guy.
Have you tried Blue Chew?
Yeah.
Yo. They haven't given us any money, Dr. Trevor. They haven't given us any money for that sort of sponsor. Okay? Okay. Remember, also, can I remind you, this is supposed to be the worst doctor bit?
Oh yeah, it's not supposed to be like bad at it, right?
You're supposed to be bad
Yeah,
at
I'm
it,
just a
James.
bad patient.
Oh yeah, I feel like he's just the bad patient.
He's completely taking control of the entire situation.
Okay, then I'll be a bad doctor. Sorry. Okay. How about I give you a handy?
Doctor, it doesn't do anything. It's just limp in there.
Hey. Worst doctor, not best masseuse.
If it doesn't work, might as well just chop it off.
Doctor,
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
You okay?
I agree with you. We gotta get rid of it.
Scene.
We gotta get rid of this evidence.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man! I hated that.
Oh, so male limpness is not a real problem in America? I don't like the way you guys are
To the
pretending it's
point
not a
where you
real
have to
thing.
shit all over the place.
Well,
Nah.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. What am I supposed to do? How do I come to a doctor without like a serious problem?
You're
And I
right.
just tell them my dick can't get up.
You're right. I'm sorry.
It just flops up and down.
I'm insensitive.
Hey, you are.
All right, I think we're warmed up now.
I think
Okay.
I'm warmed up.
Okay. Should we hit some intro music?
Yeah.
All right. Which one is it again?
Hey. Welcome back to Dynamic Trio. This is James.
This is Patrick.
This is Alex.
And we're a little bit under the weather today.
Just
you
a
guys
tad.
are. I'm fine. I'm just vibing.
You're in the same room as us. You're going to die.
You're gonna catch this flu.
You're going to catch whatever I have, and it's called these hands.
Ooh, shit.
Ooh. I'm just kidding. I know you beat me up every time.
Plus, you have small hands.
Oh,
Oh, calling him out for the small hands.
what'd I do to you?
Literally just threatened to get me sick and to beat the hell out of me.
Yeah, but you could fight that. He can't fight his small hands.
you know what? Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Also, thanks for reinstating that I have small hands. What the fuck was that about? Anyways.
Lord.
All right. Last week, we had a little bit of fun with some improv games. I had a really good silly goose time.
Me too.
As did I.
I laughed my heart out.
I laughed a little too hard. I pooped.
As we can tell from the improvisational games from the beginning.
My problem's a little different. Anyways, you guys, have you guys ever pranked someone?
No, actually, I don't think I have it in me to prank someone. I think maybe I went through like a phase back in like middle school just to like try it, but
Mhm.
like I couldn't do it. Like, what's a good prank that doesn't go too far? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've always wanted to like prank call somebody, but I was always too scared that it was going to get traced back to me.
Me too.
You know what? I did do that.
You did?
You
I did
did?
do that once, and they immediately like star 69 me, and they yelled at me, and it was very scary.
Wait, they can't star 69 you. You're the one that's supposed to star 69.
He didn't do it right.
Yeah.
He
Well,
used his
they-
real number.
I don't know what I did, but like, they
Uh.
called me right back, and they were like and they left like an angry message. And I
Did
was
you know
very
who you were?
No, but you know, I
Just
was
call a
like,
random number?
I think
That's kind of how
what I
it
did.
goes.
Yeah, you just call a random number, and you just
If you know them, it's almost like stalkerish.
yeah, it's actually
yeah.
worse. Actually,
Yeah. It's like harassment.
It's more
Pretty-
annoying too.
pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah. So yeah, no, it scared the hell out of me, and I just never did it again.
Damn.
Okay. Well, today we're talking about prankster aliens. You guys ever heard of those?
Prankster aliens?
Yeah.
I've heard of
No.
aliens.
I've heard of pranksters.
Never heard them combined.
No,
Oh yeah, we've never seen my one-man show then.
and I never will.
Okay. Anyways, so today we're talking about the Hopkinsville, Kentucky Encounter. Have you guys ever heard of this one?
Yeah, how are they pranksters? I don't understand.
Did you ever actually read what the accounts are?
Yeah, they were kind of terrifying, if I remember correctly. Like
Okay.
they would like shoot at them, and like the bullets would just bounce off and kind of like make them literally bounce back, and they would do like a flip or something.
That sounds kind of pranksy.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
So, in 1955, August, the Sutton family, there were 11 total people in this farmhouse. Okay? Keep that in mind. And they were kind of rural. They were a little poor, let's just say. They didn't have electricity for the most part. They didn't really have a lot of what we have now, like Apple Vision Pro. But
Fucking losers.
they even had to get water out of a well still.
Wow.
I mean, it's 1950. It's not unheard of. It's still normal in rural America. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, remember this was Kentucky too.
It was Kentucky. Now, they're a very working class family, and there is one big point to point out here. The mom in this home did not allow alcohol in the house. Therefore,
So how do they pass time?
that's what I'm saying too.
How do they have fun?
That's what I'm saying too. I mean, it's presumed that no one was drinking in the home during this encounter. All right?
Uh-huh.
So let's get started. Billy Taylor, one of the people in the house, went outside to get water from a well. Sounds like Jack and Jill went down the hill.
Yeah, for real.
And when he went down, he saw a bright silver object just flying. It was about 12 meters off the ground. Now,
What's that in American?
36 feet.
Shut
Is
up.
it actually?
About, I think.
You show
Wow.
off. You fucking
This guy's
piece of
smart.
shit,
It's
show
not my
off.
fault that you Americans can't understand our slang of Great Britain. Anyways,
Guy wears a polo once and he thinks he's British.
shut up. You wish you could wear that polo. Anyways,
I walk the hell out of a polo and you know
Oh
it.
my god.
I walked the hell out of your life.
Please do it.
Fuck you. Anyways, this is my time. This is my time.
Let him shine.
Let me shine. Like this UFO that was flying 12 meters off the ground. Ready? It was also releasing colorful smoke, which was a little weird. I've never heard of this one. Have you guys ever heard of a UFO do that?
No.
No, right?
I've seen it at Pride Fests.
So I guess there are accounts. Anyways, the UFO came lower and he just kept watching it. And it landed in a field that was a little further away, but he couldn't see anything more. It landed behind some trees. He ran inside, and when he ran inside, the family, he told them, he just said, hey, there's a UFO out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they just said, you're crazy. Stop drinking. Just kidding. No, they said they think it was just a meteor, and they just ignored it. And then they left it at that. Apparently, what he saw, it wasn't enough for him to keep looking around.
Yeah.
Anyways, within the hour, the family dog went berserk. It went outside, started barking at something, and then it hid under the house. It got terrified after. It was like, oh, like, whoa, and then it got like, oh, whoa, you know.
Encourage the cowardly dog shit.
Really weak dog stuff, man. Anyways, the family went outside and followed it, and it went looking around. And that's when they saw it. They saw a 1 meter tall, or I guess 3 feet tall. Sorry, Patrick, I get it. You needed an American.
Thank you.
About 3 to 4 feet tall figure. It had glowing skin, big pointy ears, kind of like a dwarf or an elf, I would say. And then it had arms so long that they almost dragged to the ground.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Claw hands.
Ooh, that's creepier.
Bulging yellow eyes that they say in some accounts were like a little, like they would illuminate a little bit.
I should check his liver.
And it didn't really walk. It floated or wobbled, but it didn't seem to really walk, which was really interesting. Anyways, here's where it gets a little funny. You got this really creepy alien or like goblin looking thing.
Yeah, I was thinking goblin actually.
They call it the Goblin Encounter, by the way.
Oh.
So just an FYI. Anyways, let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
You see an alien.
Mm-hmm.
You're already freaked out.
Yeah. Do I have a gun?
Hold on.
Okay.
But then it raises its hands up, almost like it's telling you, hey, I'm here in
Don't
peace.
shoot.
Just kidding. Right? What do? You see an alien submissive. What
Yeah.
do?
And I don't have a gun, or I do have a gun?
You can have a gun.
Okay.
It's up to you now. Now everything's in your court.
All
What
right.
would you do?
I pointed to myself, and I just can't handle this situation, so I blow my head off.
Patrick, do you have a healthier response?
I do. If he holds his hands up,
Yeah, and he's just,
I'm a mimic and I'm gonna raise the roof like real slow.
Yeah.
all
And
right.
I'm gonna be like, yo.
Oh,
Yo.
I get it. You're trying to see if this alien's chill or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Like,
makes
Trying
sense.
to catch a vibe.
Trying
with
to
the
catch a
alien.
vibe with
Yeah.
the aliens.
I like that.
Its ship had multicolored smoke. Like it's
Yeah.
clearly a vibe.
It's a raver.
It's a
Ooh.
disco raving. dog.
1950s, ahead of its time.
And then the UFOs playing EDM music, just going.
Because it's a time traveler.
Yeah.
Damn, that's kind of sick.
Dude,
Well,
raise the roof.
this family wasn't cool. They weren't chill.
Oh.
Immediately they started shooting at it.
No way.
Oh, that was gonna be my second thing.
Okay.
After you shot yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you killed yourself, and then you're like, I should have shot
no,
it.
that was gonna be second scenario in different universe,
Ah.
different version of me.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick doesn't seem to understand the hilariousness of this story. The guy shot it,
Yes.
and the alien, instead of getting hit, it did some Matrix thing, and it did a backflip to avoid the bullet.
Oh,
It wasn't shot at the
Yeah.
the very first one. He wasn't actually shot at. He avoided it by doing a backflip.
Yeah.
so Spider-Man.
It's cartoony as hell.
It was cartoony as hell. It was the Simone Biles of like, the UFO world, I guess. I don't know. That's insane. Anyways, and like a movie, it just, it backflips and it runs away on all fours. Kind of creepy, kind of like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Ooh,
Right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
was like getting
I
that
see it.
vibe.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, the family went inside, and again, I'm going to ask you guys again. You see that it ran away. What would you do now? What do you do after that? You run back inside. What's your next plan?
Probably plan my funeral, like my family would plan my my
Patrick,
funeral.
you got healthy responses to this question?
So I raise the roof. It turns around and it runs away.
Got it. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go inside the house, grab my My JBL speaker.
Got it. And chase them.
and just play like the most like the nicest music I can think of, like non-offensive pop music, like Katy Perry or something.
Yeah.
E.T.?
E.T. I'm gonna play
Oh,
E.T.
I like
Yo.
that
You know what I mean? And then I'm just gonna be like,
In
hey,
the 1950s, yes.
in the 1950s, yeah, with
Yeah,
my JBL
yeah.
speaker. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this family took it up a notch.
Okay.
They grabbed shotguns.
So they didn't make it like a welcome to Earth sign.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. I took a read at the story. I was like, they ruined it for us. They
Yeah.
legitimately ruined it. This alien came up, and instead of attacking, it raised its hands in peace, and they shot it point blank.
They're
And
giving the South like credit right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
Like they're
This-
straight up from the South.
Yeah.
At the end of this, I'm going to tell you something that's going to backtrack to that.
Okay.
Exact comment. Anyways, they went inside. They got shotguns. And more aliens came, and they just kept trying to get closer. And it's not necessarily that they were trying to attack. That's the
Mhm.
biggest thing. And they just kept shooting them. They just
Wow.
shot. And the funniest thing is, they just kept doing backflips.
Really?
It was just backflip after backflip after backflip.
Wait, but this is kind of funny because people always say like, if there's like an alien, why don't people just shoot at it and stuff? Like whenever they've had an encounter.
Get off my lawn.
But this is what happens. They'd
Yeah.
start doing backflips.
yeah. I do remember hearing this story, and basically, like, from what it sounded like, it was almost kind of like a weird, like, kung fu thing, because like they would get hit,
Uh-huh.
and it's almost as if they like disperse the momentum by backflipping to get rid of the initial inertia.
What?
Yeah, and it
That
was,
was-
just like, boom,
yeah.
and then just land, and then it was just like, huh. You know,
That would freak me out like crazy.
actually, it would probably be kind of crazy, and I think at some point
It's funny though.
they
you would
probably
turn the
just-
gun on yourself.
No, they were probably just shooting at him to see him do it again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes. So they're kind of dirks.
Yeah.
These aliens didn't come with like malicious intent. It looked like. I get it though. You're scared and they're ugly, and I get it.
And
Yeah.
you know, you have the guns everywhere.
Now
Yeah.
You can, there's only so many paint cans you can shoot at.
that is
True.
true. Eventually, you need to let it out.
Yeah.
So eventually, though, they did get one alien out of a tree. It was in a tree, and they just shot it down. Here's the thing I don't understand about this part. Supposedly, they shot it out of the tree, and it floated down, which was weird because I'm like, why didn't it just backflip off the tree?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, and then they shot it again, and it ran away. Apparently, once they did that, another one popped out of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
and they shot it point blank in the face.
Oh wow.
This alien was funny though because it sounded like a metallic can. So it just brought them back to what they were doing the day before, just shooting cans off the freak.
It's like they just popped like acid and it was just like the cans.
Well, apparently there was no alcohol, and I don't think acid was as cool back then. That's what I'm thinking.
No, I think acid was only in the cities back then.
Really?
Oh,
I think
yeah, you're
so.
right.
I think
And
it was
Coke.
just like LA or something.
For the next few hours, about 3 hours, it just kept knocking on the house, getting close to windows, and it would try to just get close, but that's it.
That
They
would
would just
freak
keep
me out.
shooting. They just kept shooting at them. Now, the strange thing is here, they realized that the aliens would not get closer anywhere there was light. So anywhere it was dark, they would approach, but they
Mhm.
would not get close anywhere there was light, supposedly. I don't remember what they had for light. I think it was lanterns or something like that. Whatever the case may be.
Maybe candles, yeah, probably
Yeah.
lanterns, yeah.
Now, this is when the police came in. At some point, after so many hours of shooting, and I guess unlimited GTA ammo, apparently, they just got cheat codes for this.
For real.
The family left, and they booked it to the police, and they were genuinely terrified. And according to accounts, officers legitimately saw a face of shock
Uh-huh.
and just terrified in them. So they believed them. After this, there were officers sent to the house, and on the way to the farmhouse, one of the officers did say they saw lights falling to the farm. Now, he would later say that these were just meteors, but who's to say,
Yeah.
He wasn't told to say that. The police investigated, and they found nothing. Only bullet shells and casings. Now, there is a little bit of a problem with this one.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really do a good job.
do
They
you
didn't
mean?
actually look around too much. They didn't actually start thinking well, what were you shooting at?
Mhm.
Because let's pretend this family came in and said, hey, we're shooting aliens. Clearly there was gunshots and
Mhm.
clearly they were shooting at something. They didn't really think of hey, maybe there's a victim in this somehow, you
Yeah.
know? So
Look around, just be like, did they shoot a freaking owl?
Yeah,
They
because
just
you
walked
said
up.
that there was like a shot at point blank or whatever.
and it did nothing.
Was there any like blood?
No, that's
wow.
that's why it gets a little funny there.
Yeah, that's why it gets hard to prove.
and
That's
it's almost like it's not real.
Interesting.
But there was one cool thing. The police did find a small patch of grass that was luminous. Have you guys ever seen in the beaches of Mexico? There's like a part that's luminous water.
Yeah.
It's like blue and
Yeah,
it's like
because of the algae in it. or
exactly
something. Yeah.
the bacteria in there.
They have that in L.A. too, I think.
Oh, cool! I didn't know
That
that.
might be for other things.
I think it's just meth though.
Yeah, it's just what you see when you breathe the air.
Oh God.
So they did find a small patch of grass that was luminous, and it could be alien, or it could just be a fungus,
Yeah.
which was
Genuine.
more likely.
It's Kentucky. Those woods are dense.
They are dense and they are damp.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. The investigators left. And because there's no evidence, there's nothing to go off of here, right, guys? So
Mhm.
as the police, what do? You just leave.
Yeah.
I guess you just leave everything where it is and you let the family sleep in the house. And I guess I assume that they won't tamper with evidence.
And take their guns. They're obviously unhinged.
I mean, they left them.
obviously they left them with their guns.
They did,
You
yeah.
have to leave.
You
them with
have
their-
to.
Yeah. In fact, make sure to leave more bullets.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like, here, sir.
this all lasted until 2 a.m. At 2 a.m, everything was done and they finally went to sleep. But then that's when they dropped their guard. 30 minutes later,
Shut up.
30 minutes later, the mom of the house was laying down in her bed, and that's when she got awoken, and she saw through her bedroom window, and the creatures were back at the windows.
Nah.
Dude, how could you even go to bed?
No, me either. I maybe just from pure exhaustion. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Just like the crash in adrenaline.
Oh, 100%, right? Now, one of the sons ran in there, and they start shooting at her right away. It was like, get off my lawn,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
just,
You space communist.
yeah, we ain't letting you commie come in here and take my mom.
You're not going to take my job.
And funny enough, though, the mom protested. She did not want the son to actually shoot at the alien.
Was it a peaceful protest?
It was more like, no, stop.
Was it one of those protests where like the monks set themselves on fire kind of protest, or
Damn.
that was too harsh?
I'm never going to use bigger words with you guys around here. Anyways, so apparently they just didn't stop. The alien just kept appearing around the house, but they would never actually come in. And that's where it got really, really interesting. They were just approaching windows, knocking on doors, but they just wouldn't come in. And they shoot at them and they backflip off the house,
Yeah.
Now, this continued. Now, keep in mind, 2:30 in the morning. This
Yeah.
continued all the way until dawn. Roughly around 5 a.m., which makes sense. If they were avoiding anything with light, the sun comes up, they're booking it out of
Yeah,
there.
they dip.
Yeah.
They followed the rules of Minecraft.
They follow the rules of Minecraft. Investigators returned in the morning to do a more extensive investigation at that point.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I don't think they actually came back because they found out the aliens came back. They just were like, I guess we got to do our job.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody down the hill was just like, yo, they're just having a war up the hill.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So that's where it gets a little more interesting too. So the family would be interviewed and they would describe the events and even describing the creatures for an illustration. And it was creepy. It looks like a goblin, a gross guy goblin. That's when the reporters started coming in. And even an officer from the Campbell Air Force Base would appear. Interestingly enough, they would later deny that any official investigation or appearance from the Campbell Air Force Base had happened. Very strange thing. I believe there was also another base that actually sent out an officer too, and they also denied it as well later on. Family and neighbors denied to continue interviews, but the neighbors did corroborate that they heard gunshots and that they saw weird lights throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess the gunshot blast.
Yeah, for sure, right?
And even though, and this is when the big boys come in.
Who's the big boys?
Project Blue Book.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Project Blue Book was like this government project that was all about looking into UFOs, right?
Patrick doesn't understand the seriousness of this. I got you, Patrick.
Yeah,
Project
go for
Blue
it.
Book
Yeah.
is the U.S. government's branch of UFO investigations.
Uh-huh.
And you know what they said about this?
What?
There's no base for the story.
Really?
They didn't believe it either.
Why?
There was no base for the story at the time, and therefore they did no official investigation. However, it is actually documented in the Project Blue Book files, which, it's been marked as unidentified. So,
just kind of like some unsolved shit.
Yeah, it's basically the file just says this family claims this story.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't prove
You
that's
just
not
kind of
true.
always have to just file things.
Yeah, that's mostly UFO hunting from what I realized.
Hey,
Yeah.
man,
It's
shut
just
up.
A lot of
You're just not a
files,
real believer.
and it's a lot of post-it notes,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of.
You just don't.
You just don't want to see us. I mean, you don't want to see them. Oh shit, they know I'm an alien.
You gave yourself away, man.
God damn
Now, it's considered now that about 12. I'm so sorry, I skipped the whole piece of this information.
Okay, go back.
Hey, I just want to say, I'm not being a party pooper. That's just the legit thing. When you're a UFO hunter,
Fuck you, dude. You are party
It's just a
pooper.
lot
Let us
of
have our
files.
time.
It's just a lot of freaking folders, man.
It's like you don't want the truth to come out.
Yeah.
I do want the truth to come out, but you know what's
Who's
going to come
paying
out?
you?
Nobody. That's what's sad.
then why are you working so hard?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just saying that, like, it is great that Project Blue Book came by, but you even said it yourself. All they did was just write down the
Shut
story.
up. Don't backtrack to me. I'm an idiot. I can't even read right. Shut up.
All right, keep
What are you
going.
gonna listen to me?
You're doing so good, sweetie.
Thank you. So even though the family was not looking for fame, the media coverage was insanity. People from Indiana came all the way down just to report on this. They denied all media interviews and TV spots. The family didn't want it. The family simply did not want the fame.
Sorry, I'm kind of
notoriety.
dumb. Was there TV in the 1950s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was like black and white, I want to say. Yeah, it was a thing.
When did the first TV come out?
Honestly,
Or when was like TV like?
1937.
Oh.
James just completely made that up.
No, he's right.
No.
I just checked.
He literally has a
I just
laptop
fact
in front of him.
checked. I fact checked.
You didn't do shit.
Oh my God. We're talking about fake UFO story. Shut up. I can make up some fake facts.
But yeah, no, the family didn't want the story because they knew that they would be made fun of. Everybody would see them as like crazy rednecks.
Yes. So some people even tried selling merchandise by the area, like the house.
Oh,
And they try to cut them in on the profits. They're like, come on,
That's
like,
smart.
like,
You know what?
sign a thing or something.
at least that.
Yeah.
That's good at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah, the family would have none of it though. They said no to everything. Well, minus one person. We'll get to them soon.
All right.
11 people, one of them's dishonest.
Yep.
One of them has red hair.
So as of now, it's considered that there were about 12 to 15 creatures total that night. I don't know how that works because they just kept shooting. So
Yeah, and do bat flips. I'd be like 1, 2. Oh, stop moving. 3, 4, 5. Stop fucking moving.
Are those two making out?
Hey, I didn't know they were chill like that.
Yeah.
So to this day, the family would still stick to their story and deny any sort of drug or alcohol use that night. So I'll be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Does sound a little bit like drug use.
Yeah, it does.
Sound like a meth lab gone wrong.
hella.
You know,
I'm telling you guys, it was the LSD or what? Is that the same as acid?
Close. But similar, but not the same.
Huh.
the family's been accused of exaggerating the event or hoaxing. But even if one person made this up, it is strange how 11 people have stuck to the same story all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I did mention before, nobody wanted to profit off this
Mm-hmm.
except for one Billy.
Oh, I knew it was a Billy.
It had to
I
be
knew
a
it was a
Billy.
Billy.
Billy was one of the sons, and he kind of did monetize on the event, and it did bring down the credibility of this entire encounter. So while the rest of the family wanted none of the attention, he did allow people to pay for pictures of the farm and pay for interviews, and it ended up, making the whole thing feel like a cheap.
circus.
Yeah.
I do have a question though.
Go
Their
ahead.
story never changed. They never added details
No.
or anything like that. Honestly, to me, that kind of adds a weird bit of credibility to it.
Yeah.
It does, because they have not.
Yeah,
Change.
because they're just like, this happened. We don't know why it happened,
And it is
we can't explain any of it.
Yeah.
but it happened.
And it
Yeah.
is a key thing with trauma, where you remember your trauma very clearly when it's that vivid. So there is a chance that, this did happen in their head.
Because I also just want to add, because it's like I have looked into UFO stuff for a while,
Mhm.
and honestly, sometimes there are some people who will
He's a
look up.
researcher.
Oh.
I have files, nothing but files.
It's just porn.
Oh God. And it's like sometimes there'll be some people where they're like, oh yeah, no, I had an interaction with an alien and they came from this star system and this, that, and they're here for this reason and that reason. And this is like the different races and all that stuff. That's when I'm just like,
Bring race into this, huh?
It's giving Star Wars.
It's giving politics.
Yeah, it's when it's like when it gets so deep in detail, that's when I'm just kind of like, the story just keeps getting bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it keeps bringing you more attention, doesn't
Sounds
it?
more like a comic book than an actual story.
Like your lore is loring right now.
Yeah.
So funny enough, though, one thing that doesn't go spoken about this story a lot. One person in the house never saw any of the aliens. I don't know who it was in the house, but one person reportedly never saw any aliens.
So
Were they like a kid or like were they?
There were
grown
kids in
adult?
the house, so I would guess it was one of the kids,
Mhm.
but who knows? But that is a strange thing that if they were appearing all around the house. But again,
there's gunshots.
you know what
everywhere.
though? If you
Were they asleep? Like what were they?
But it's like if it's a kid, you're gonna be like, don't go near the windows. Like just stay inside.
Yeah. Stay away from all the windows. Go
Yeah.
to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Honestly, I don't want it. This sounds shitty, but it would probably have been an outhouse given their situation.
yeah,
So that's surely not to be shitty, but like, yeah, maybe it was just like go into a room where there's no windows.
I believe that it was just the guys shooting. So I'm gonna guess
Yes.
the mom and the other ladies probably hid with the kids if there were any kids.
Yeah, so I guess it could be possible that while you're running in, you just hear gunshots but see nothing, and you're just
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
So to add one last level of credibility, the small, I cannot emphasize how small actual investigation that was done on this thing
Mm-hmm.
did rule out drug and alcohol use. So, there is some level of credibility to the story.
Mhm.
And now to this day, this story has inspired many things, including the movie Gremlins, Sableye from Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So if you ever look at Sableye,
Yeah, look it
that's
up,
exactly what
listener.
they saw.
Look it up, listener. SABLEIEY.
I got you. Look up SABLE, comma. Sorry, I'm supposed to start stupid. Space BIKINI.
What do you spell?
I have no idea. I stopped listening.
You guys never watched Sable from WWE?
No.
She's way before our time, dude.
I'm into like other stuff then I guess.
Also, Sableye is not that hard to spell.
No, I just lost track because I'm tired.
No, but just like
Fuck you.
I don't know.
You're
Yeah.
not tired.
Anyway, look up Sableye, the
tired of
Pokemon.
The UFO
It's
research.
literally inspired by the Hopkinsville Goblins.
Yeah, that is really cool.
It's really cool, yeah. So I'm gonna guess they monetize up that too. But anyway, and to this day, the Kelly area where this took place,
Yeah.
they host a Little Green Man event
Ooh.
annually. Now, you brought up a little thing about they were like the classic Southern family.
Yeah.
This is actually where that stereotype kind of comes from.
Oh.
This is the story that made the. Unfortunately, the family would make the stereotype of the crazy UFO witness. They're crazy, gun wielding, redneck or country guy telling aliens to get off my lawn.
Wow.
So this is actually where that kind of crazy story. It unfortunately happened. Patrick was right. They didn't want the attention to be ridiculed, and they were heavily ridiculed. They did end up selling the house a few months after, and they tried to just move on with their lives.
Really?
But of course, they just, the story follows them because no one's been able to fully debunk this thing.
I wonder if that's ever happened again because, like, they wanted to be there for a reason, right? Like the aliens.
Honestly, maybe it was truly that they crashed and they wanted help.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, here's the last few things.
It's like they're like, yo, we're going to go back to our home planet, get other guys, come back here. These guys know how to throw a rager. They had us dancing and flipping all over the place. Shit was fucking popping.
Well,
every time they shot metal at me
Yeah.
was like a new drop of acid.
oh my God. So there has been 4 theories.
Ooh.
3, 4, something like that.
7.
One of them, first one, obviously is that this actually happened.
Yes.
That this actually legitimately happened, and it would be considered an invasion, not an encounter. It would be considered some type of invasion because they were swarming them.
Yeah.
So that's the first theory, if you choose to believe their story.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, this is more my take on this.
Okay.
Heavy alcohol use or drug intoxication.
But they said neither.
Yeah.
That investigation was done so poorly. You left the family overnight and you came back in the morning like, all right, let's
Yeah.
actually do this.
Yeah, and like how thorough truly were they? Because they probably didn't want to. They were probably just looked at them and they were like, yeah, you seem sober enough.
Yeah, that is the small town vibe. The third one, you guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
It was a monkey.
It was a monkey, but it was like a bunch of them.
It was several monkeys.
But he shot him point blank.
They had silver paint.
What?
Was there a circus
Apparently,
nearby?
yes. Apparently, I don't know if there was a circus, but apparently, one theory that has been very, circulating quite a bit is that there were silver painted monkeys from a circus that got loose, and that's what they were shooting at. Doesn't really make sense considering the story says they shot one point blank and it didn't do a thing. So, kind of not a real good theory.
No, not a very. Or then there would be blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would also make sense as to why it just kept coming back to them.
And
Because it'd be
backflipping.
like, I'm trying to find like some food or something, you know?
Or like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess. The
I
last
don't know.
one.
I don't like that theory. That seems
Because
like
if it's
such a-
circus people, well, like if it's circus monkeys, all they know is to get food from people.
yeah, right.
So they might be trying to get into the house because the people might have food for them.
But I
Yeah.
also feel like monkeys are pretty smart, and if they get shot at, they'll eventually just learn to run away.
Or die.
Or die.
Yeah, but again, there would be blood.
I think that's a bad theory.
Yeah, it's not a good theory.
Now, the most plausible theory, and this is the one where people like to use it as probably what happened,
Mm-hmm.
owls. Because if you think about it, there is a very specific type of owl in that area that
Mhm.
has yellow eyes, obviously has talons, because
Mhm.
that's, what fucking owls.
They're like
they
a
got
foot
claws.
tall.
They're like, they're huge, yeah.
Yeah.
They're huge,
Reflective eyes.
reflective yellow eyes in this specific species,
Mhm.
and they look just grotesque.
Yeah.
So there is a chance that they were actually invaded by owls.
Here's the thing though, because I hear this sort of explanation sometimes, like when during the Mothman situation,
Mhm.
people said that like people weren't seeing a giant Mothman, they were seeing like an owl. And to that I say like, yo, these people live here.
Yeah.
They lived here, and it's a family. They probably lived there for a couple generations, and they probably hunt in that area.
Yes.
And I'm just like, they would probably recognize an owl.
True.
I just feel like that always came across as like condescending city people.
Yes. Now, let me ask you a question,
For sure.
because I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think most people could tell the difference between an owl and Mothman.
yeah. Especially these people who live in the country.
I don't like the way you said these people, but my question to you is now, why are you defending Mothman, but you couldn't defend my UFO stuff?
Yo, all I said was that they have a file. That's all.
This guy's got it in for Mothman.
Hey, dude.
We-
How much is Mothman paying you?
Not anything, because he's an interdimensional deity. And
Is that what he told you?
Yeah.
Is he paying you an interdimensional deity money?
No, they don't believe in money.
How do you know that? He's talking to you? Get him on the phone right now.
Anyways, so obviously the story is really cool.
It's a fun story.
Believe it or not, this was one of the first UFO stories I ever heard. It was actually mentioned in a lot of old cryptid and UFO books when I was younger. So that's how I know this story. It's not new to me. And you guys used to.
You're like, I've been knowing.
I've been knowing. I've been knowing. This ain't new to me. Anyways,
These are my old roads.
I used to have a book called. Okay. I used to have a book called Cryptids. You guys have seen that book before, and
Yeah.
just open it. Yeah, that's the story that's in there. When they mention UFOs and they show that really gross alien, that's it. That was the story they were talking about. It was really interesting to see how that story has never changed to this day. Now, I know it doesn't sound like these are really prankster aliens, but here's where I'm going to get into it. Like the last little thing I want to say. Zoom out for a second and think of it this way. Aliens showed up to a home, a southern home. And hold on.
Patrick just pulled up some photos of it.
People have made art of the of the scene as they imagined it.
They look like hairless cats that are blue.
They
with
also look
glowing
like they're
yellow
saying,
eyes.
and they also look like they're saying, "Don't shoot."
Yeah.
They literally are doing like raising their hands like don't shoot.
He didn't listen.
They didn't listen to this and get on my lawn.
And I think this is the actual drawing from the
Yes,
time.
that's the one.
Yeah.
This drawing, wow, it looks just like the Pokemon Sableye.
Looks like a fish.
Yeah, for those listening, look up Kelly-Hopkinsville Encounter and you can find art made of the description of the aliens.
No,
Yes.
just look up Sableye.
Okay.
That is very
But
true.
take
too.
away the color.
Yep.
So let me leave it at this. I know I said these are alien pranksters, and it doesn't seem like that because this sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Honestly,
However, zoom out.
Mm-hmm.
Think a little bit bigger.
All right.
Aliens showed up to this house, this
Mhm.
farmhouse. Keep in mind, very rural area.
yeah.
They had like 2 neighbors,
Yeah. It's dark
they were
as shit.
and they were far away.
Yeah.
They decided to show up to his house, and they decided to just swarm them for an entire night
Yeah.
and leave no evidence.
Yeah.
And then to make it even worse, they decided to backflip.
Yeah.
Anytime they got shot as a defense protocol,
They were dabbing on the haters.
they were
This
dabbing.
sounds like a fucking prank.
It sounds like a prank. It
Yeah.
sounds like aliens came down to Earth and he said, "Hey, watch me fuck with these guys."
Yeah.
And they went up to his house and he goes, "Oh, they're not gonna believe if I freaking backflip."
Yeah.
Yo, these guys think that the laws of physics are real?
now I get it. Now I get it. They're straight up pranksters.
This is the first ever real life. This is not a close encounter of the first, second, or third kind. This is the sixth kind.
Yeah.
They pranked us.
Yeah.
They straight up pranked this family because now this family has to go on with life knowing aliens came to my backyard and they backflipped anytime I shot them. And now when I say that, I sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
I sound stupid. I sound stupid as hell.
It's actually really funny.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard because it's like, do you really think aliens would backflip to defend themselves?
Right?
Now, when Patrick says it, the kinetic energy, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't want to ever repeat that. Could you guys live with your life knowing, oh, I saw aliens, but this ridiculous thing happened in the middle of my encounter?
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you can never say that and never like.
You couldn't tell anybody about it.
You couldn't.
They would all just be like, dude, you're crazy. You're insane.
Imagine
what are
an
you
alien-
taking? You know?
Imagine an alien came to your house and it blew you. You can't tell people that part of the story, but you also can't tell half the story.
Yeah.
You just don't tell the story at that point.
That's so true.
What else would you guys never say if you saw an alien do? Because that backflip
Ooh.
thing is very, very like, I can't even say with a straight face.
Yeah.
God, what would I have to see an alien do? If it, I don't know. Never mind.
What?
I thought of something and it actually terrified me.
Really?
Oh.
Say it. I
If
want to be
saw
scared.
it,
I
like-
want to feel it.
I want to be scared.
If I saw it like pet my dog.
Oh,
That-
fuck. That scared the hell out of me
No,
right now.
that's not cool, dude.
Yeah, that's
no.
fucking scary.
I don't like that.
I'm trying to think
Oh,
of
now I'm
something-
actually really scared.
Yeah, why did that terrify
Damn.
me?
Yeah, why is that really scary?
Way to ruin it.
Listener, comment down below. Why did that scare the hell out of you too?
Yeah, what the frick?
I was trying to think of something ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that would terrify me.
that's actually so fucked up.
Stay away from my dog.
Stay away from like my family. I'll fucking get a gun and start shooting at you, but my bullets won't miss. My bullets will be real. They'll penetrate your fucking skull, bitch.
Shut up. You'll just kill yourself.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. You know me, James.
I think if they did, and you know what? If they did anything positive, like
Mm.
I see them and all I do is catch them in my kitchen, refilling my hot Cheeto bags. No one would ever believe me then.
Yeah, or if it like took out your recycling.
Yeah.
That'd be
If it was
crazy.
helping around the house.
Ooh.
Oh my god! And I have to be like, guys, I swear, aliens came and they did my chores.
Yeah. If it sat with me, played FIFA, and I beat him.
No one would believe me. It's like,
No.
oh yeah, of course you won.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
Of course you won.
No, it'd be like, dude, you've never fucking won in FIFA.
But
that
this
would be
alien-
the craziest part of the whole story, not the alien part.
I'm just amazed, and I applaud the
No,
bravery.
no. If I saw an alien and it tried to run away, and there was a rake, and then it stepped on the rake and it hit itself in the
face.
face. I could never tell that story.
Yeah.
No, you don't get to tell that one.
No.
No, that's just for me.
If it had a piece of dynamite, they lit it on fire, put it in its mouth, and it blew up its head, but it was completely fine, and then it blew out just smoke.
You would have to tell me that.
You have
actually
to
would have to
say
tell me
that, but you just don't tell everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I applaud the bravery of our fellow humanoid men who have gone out into the public and told the stories of alien probing.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Or-
so true.
Because those are I'm like, you have to live with knowing you're the guy.
Yeah. How
You're
do you
the
admit
guy.
to that?
Or the guy who goes up and says, yeah, I went up in space and they took me on their ship and they
I
just
had-
wanted to milk me.
Yeah.
They made me have sex with like a half alien, half humanoid woman. That's a literal story.
It's
No,
a
but I
big
feel
one.
like
She was
people-
hot apparently.
Yeah,
No,
apparently
no.
she was hot. Yeah.
But I feel like people that are like kind of like weird, they'd be into that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. For sure, especially
But that was not as like bad to be like, this happened to me, you know?
Yeah.
But if it did happen, I'd never say a thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't- I would not.
Ever.
Wow.
I would have to just go insane.
Yeah. I mean,
You have
now
no
I-
choice.
But then at the same time, isn't it a little bit of relief? Now you know they're real.
But nobody else does.
Unfortunately, also you can't sit down. But still, like
I
get
couldn't
that.
live with that.
Really?
No.
I think you could find a way. I
If-
think you would
If
like.
I had a real experience with aliens and I couldn't tell anybody about it, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, I see it.
I would walk by the White House and be like, I know something you don't know.
I have a file that you guys aren't aware of.
And it's in my bum.
Jesus Christ.
If you guys don't actually know about this story, it is sick. I think it is funny, though, when you zoom out. But to be honest, my interpretation of the story is it's the very first documented encounter of UFO alien prank show.
Yeah.
This is what they did to us.
This
Yeah.
family got.
Like we got.
Yeah.
We got, and we believed it. Now we have they ruined a whole family
Yeah.
and a whole like demographic of Southern people.
You think the people in the family are still alive?
I was going to ask you that. Like,
think
do they
right?
still have descendants? I mean, like, there's 11 of them. They must have gone out and married different people.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, by now, I don't think many of them are alive. That's 70 years ago now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a
By
good
that
question.
point, yeah. Well, I mean,
But the kids could be.
kids could be, yeah.
Yeah, like kids of the kids.
Yeah.
No,
Children.
just the kids. If there was kids in the house.
On the farm. Yeah.
Oh,
you're
right.
They might
They
be elderly
could.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
They probably don't know much, though.
Yeah.
Well, look,
Joe Rogan should find them and put them on the podcast.
he really should.
Interview them.
Like
And
those
then he
Zimbabwe
would just say,
one.
that's crazy, like 8 times, because that's what he
Hey,
does
shut up. That's the
mostly.
best I can do.
I don't think you've ever watched an episode.
No, I have. He's an idiot.
Way to split the room here.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
All right. If you guys have ever, I want to know.
Yeah.
I want this is a weird niche, and I think we should dive into. I want people to tell us their weirdest ghost story or UFO story that they just can't put out there because it's so weird or so
Yeah.
like not okay. like
not
imagine
okay.
it's like think about it. It's like, oh, I came home and a ghost flashed me.
Yeah.
It flashed me, and I just don't know who to report this to.
Yeah.
There's no ghost police. They don't. I can't tell
Honestly,
them.
there are some really great niche paranormal stories that I could find and tell you guys about.
Let's-
That are just weird.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. That ghosts and aliens are pranking us.
That actually sounds really funny.
That
does.
is so stupid. Anyways, if you guys can share with us those stories either on TikTok at Dynamic Trio Pod or even on our YouTube because now we are officially on YouTube, guys. Do you guys know that? Do you guys know that?
know that?
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I knew that. You told us.
Oh yeah, I did.
For the purpose of like trying to make clips or whatever.
Yeah. Turns out. Oh yeah, you guys want to know a little secret? You want a little secret? Don't use Opus clips. It's too hard.
Is it?
I didn't like it. I don't like it. I'd rather just keep manually making everything.
Damn.
It's faster.
All right.
All right. Anyways, if you guys like today's story, you guys gotta give us a like, a sub, and a follow because we're on YouTube now. This one, James.
And turn on that notification bell.
Ooh. Patrick knows everything.
He knows slang.
He's part of Project Blue Book, and he just won't admit it.
He's an inbred whore.
I just read books.
This was James,
This was Alex.
This was Patrick.
and this is Dynamic Trio Pod. Follow us on TikTok, and we're out. Woo! Oh shit, that's my laptop.
I forgot how to hit stop.
You pressed the record.